Yo, people, and welcome to another episode of Through a Different Lens podcast. It's your boy Joe.
It's your boy Jacob.
How we doing this fine morning, early 8:17? We've kicked off.
Hot boy. It's very hot already, man. It really feels like a tropical island right now. So
Mate,
yeah,
mate, it is. But we move, we get going. You get me? We're gonna start off with a five-star performance from the Portuguese, winning 5-0, led by their legendary legacy player, as we've been saying, legacy player a lot this term, who I called out yesterday and said, Messi, Mbappe, Haaland, they got their 2 goals, joined the club. Get me? Thoughts on Portugal's 5-0 win over Uzbekistan?
complete dominance. Our dominant performance. Needed, very much needed. They needed a bounce back because obviously their last performance was obviously subpar for them. Ronaldo obviously turning up to the World Cup finally. Him coming with the 2 goals, 2 good goals as well. I feel like him and Bruno Fernandes their relationship has is built. It's better now. It feels a lot better. Yeah, well, yesterday it looked a lot better than it has in the previous game. So I feel like they started the right sort of team, actual wingers on the wing instead of just putting their makeshift team best players on the pitch all the time. Yeah, I feel like it was a good game from Portugal. It was a Portugal I think we thought we were going to see in the first game, and it was a Portugal we wanted to see. So for me, good performance from them. And I think they should kick on from now. Their toughest game comes next.
Yeah, yeah, no, definitely. It was good that, like you said, them starting with an out and out winger on the other side, like to join Neto. Well, not an out and out, but someone who's more flexible, I should say.
Yeah.
In obviously João Felix, because we know like Bernardo's fully, more or less fully a centre mid now. Do you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Whereas obviously João Felix, not to say out and out winger, he's just a forward. He knows Bernardo knows how to play that position, but it's a bit different in that sense. So yeah, and I think the early goal for them helped as well. Like you said, great finish, both goals, great finishes from Ronaldo. Movement always on point, or generally on point as usual. And like they got a early goal in the last game, and we thought, oh yeah, against DR Congo, it's going to be a bit of floodgates opening, but that wasn't the case. Whereas this one, it basically wasn't it, and everyone they knew what they had to do in it. Do you know what I mean? They knew they had to do. Sorry, in that sense. So yeah, it was like I said, and then the players coming off the bench. Leao got his goal, late goal as well. So that will give confidence booster in terms of a collective for the squad.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like that. Also, that Uzbekistan disallowed goal was a catalyst to kind of, I think, wake them up a bit more because if that goal goes in, I think the game changes at that point. But then obviously Portugal go down and get a third, so that's
Yeah,
really what kills off the game.
yeah,
So I feel like they still have that like lapse of concentration at times where they can really lose a game or let a game go, and
hmm
you could still see that there yesterday. Whereas, but they managed to turn it around, and a team like Portugal should be in a side like Uzbekistan. It was good for Ronaldo. I think it built his confidence up because he even said in his press conference after, like when Ronaldo when it's like we lose, Ronaldo should retire, but when we win, it's another thing. So he hears all the noise and understand that, but he's been around for so long, one of the greatest of all time. So yeah, he stepped up, and yeah, long may it continue. I like, as you know, we like seeing the best do the best things. So yeah, he's now joined the club of 2 goals. So let's see what he can do next game.
yeah. No, facts. And obviously, he definitely heard the noise, but his fan base and his family, not to dig anyone out in particular, but they're kind of indirecting other teammates or getting at teammates. Bruno was getting quite a lot of abuse from his fans in the first game, and it's just like, and I think his sister then reposted something about how the team are playing, and I'm like, he's also on the team. Do you know what I mean? Like, let's just chill. Obviously, first game there can be overreactions from one game in particular and stuff like that, but yeah, it was good to see them win like that, and they had to be honest, because we'll come on to Colombia soon. But again, they're one of the favorites of the group who are now heading into the final game, not
Mm,
top of the group. Do you know what I
yeah.
mean? So it it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. But yeah, 5-star performance from the Portuguese. That's more or less what we wanted to see. Team with arguably the best midfield in the World Cup, and then yeah, got quality players all around the pitch and legendary, ultimate bagsman, the man himself, CR7 is on the board. I think that puts him to 10 World Cup goals altogether now. So hopefully he can maintain in the, because he hasn't scored in the knockout rounds of the World Cup, which is quite surprising.
It doesn't seem like
it
doesn't seem like Portugal ever get that far though.
They get to quarters enough though. Do you know what I mean? So like, yeah, it's an interesting one. It's an interesting one for him because he also broke a record. He's the first person ever to score in 6 World Cups.
Yes, that might be the only record that might be the World Cup record he does keep forever, because to actually play in World Cups is ridiculous. So it's testament to his longevity. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
He'll probably be the first to try and score in 7. We know Ronaldo.
Yeah, it's mad. I saw something yesterday. I can't remember if it was after. It might have been after his. It was after his first goal, and it's so weird, crazy how him and Messi, like, they just stay on each other's. Like, I think they were the first. Since they scored their first goal and since they've scored their last goal, it was exactly 20 years and 11 days, and I was like, all right, maybe Ronaldo wasn't meant to score in the first game because we needed a stat like that. So, yeah. But yeah, top performance from the Portuguese, and they are on the win scoreboard. Say scoreboard for American viewers. England, Ghana, your people there. Good result for the Ghana, the 0-0 draw. They set up and they came to do what they came to do. Very professional setup, defensive performance from them. They didn't offer much on the attacking front, but they stifled England. England only really had that one clear-cut chance, the Kane chance. But yeah, thoughts on England, Ghana, and how was it celebrated in your household or family, I should say?
Great result for us. Great result for us, man. Perfect performance. Honestly, before the game, I said we got to make it boring. We got to make it one of them stalemate kind of games. No chances for England. No real, don't let them get into a flow, because once you let England get into a flow, it's going to be a long day. Stifle, try to stop the game as much as you need to. Just be like Arsenal were in the Champions League, essentially, get versus PSG. That's literally how I described it. So if you can nick a goal, nick a goal. If you can't, we'll take the draw. A draw probably puts us through. So no, great result all round. The fullbacks, credit to them. 1v1 defending, they were stopping Anthony Gordon, Madueke. Even Saka came on and did a bit more, but still were able to kind of stifle them in their tracks. So yeah, for me, great performance all round. Obviously, the midfield worked hard all game. I feel like as much as I don't want Ayew to start, right, and I still don't want Ayew to start, for the sheer fact of he's played, his career longevity and his experience, you need it in them type of games just for shape purposes. Again, similar to Arsenal in the Champions League final, you would rather Odegaard there. You might want Eze there for on the ball purposes, but you need Odegaard there for just more in shape purposes. So yeah, I feel like we just kept a good shape. We were balanced, and then when we had the opportunities to attack, that's when you can see that we don't have the quality as of yet. But still, we should have had a penalty. Stonewall penalty. I don't know how and where you're allowed to tackle at people's knees, but hey, it was allowed to happen. Then there was obviously the Pickford one. I don't think it was a foul. I think it could have gone either. I don't think it was a foul on either person. It should just been carried on. But the fact they're giving that towards Pickford, interesting. So for me, great performance from Ghana. And it was perfect, to be fair. It was perfect for us. I got us in the first game for the performance, but that was against Panama. I felt like we had more. But this performance against England was exactly what was needed. And for England, bro, they've got to look from within, because it looked a lot like England of old with the Gareth Southgate performances, essentially. There wasn't anything from them. It was like, okay, if we can't do this, then we're done. I think the team selection's got to change for England. I know Tuchel likes Gordon and he likes McNonny, but they went back to being themselves, essentially. Do you get what I mean? Like, the first game was kind of out. Like, in fact, Gordon weren't good in the first game, but they need to go back to Rashford. And if Saka needs to play, bro, if Saka needs to come off at 38 minutes, I feel like you need to start him and take him off at 38 minutes. Because the difference between when he comes on the pitch and when Noni and Gordon run the pitch is night and day. So
Yeah.
England got a lot to look at. I think that it wasn't a good performance at all. It wasn't a good performance from them at all. They should be very, very disappointing. But obviously, Ghana, we did our thing. We stifled them. We played, and I think England are going to come up a lot more against a team that's going to do what Ghana did than what a team like Croatia did. So if they can't get through that, and teams have more quality than Ghana on the attack, then they're going to be in more problems.
Yeah, no, more or less aligned with what you said, and like you said, the Ghanaian fullbacks, the Ghanaian back four in general were super solid. And you know what? Yeah, like Partey coming back, obviously all the controversy surrounding his name, and rightfully so, he probably calmed the team in general. Like his presence, I don't feel he done much, but the way he just stood in front of the back four, and just basically, you could say he was the organizer on the pitch. Do you know what I mean? He might not have been captain by armband, but eventually got it. And I use a funny one because I felt like once he got the head injury, he started playing better.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. So he was playing concussed and he was better. So maybe that's the case. Because when Ayew goes into this pinning phase and then this quick interplay, we've seen it, especially at Palace. He can have some very good games. Do you know what I mean? So in terms of, although we've been calling for him to like get funneled out and stuff, probably the experienced guys were the reason why the rest of the team arguably were calm throughout the performance. Yeah. And I agree, in terms of the fullbacks, one of them should have definitely got man of the match. Probably Sanea, who you were getting at in the Panama game, funny enough. And because Jude Bellingham he got man of the match and he said it shouldn't have been me, it should have been one of the Ghanaian players. So which is definitely true. But yeah, Ghana done exactly what they needed to do, especially now that they're through. Do you know what I mean? So it's just, where is the cutting edge? Are they going to be able to score enough goals in the knockout rounds, or like get a big chance? But that big chance could have been a big chance from open play, because the big chance itself, where they should have probably nicked the 1-0 win, was the foul that it didn't even go to VAR, which was an absolute disgrace. I think the ref's performance was bad in general. Like Ghana won receiving ends of poor decisions. And then the penalty that Konza chopped man's knee was the final straw. It was 100% a penalty in that sense. But yeah, England, it's funny because I was like, same old England. Then the last, I think, 4 tournaments or so, their second games, they've drew. And Jude even said it again in his post. It was like second game syndrome, innit? So I was like, okay, cool. Not to necessarily overreact. But then the flip side is, Tuchel, your selections now, like, it's fugazi, innit? Obviously Spence coming in. Spence was probably England's best player, which is where, like, should he be playing? He was probably England's best player, but that also is a negative testament to England in that sense, that Jed Spence not even getting at him. He's the best player on the pitch for you guys. Mark Gahey was good as well. Him coming back into the side, he was the only one like really getting the ball forward as well, short and long passes, which was, so we know right now Mark Gahey's England's best centre back. He should not be the one dropped. No. And it's been like that for the last few years in that sense. And obviously the wing plays, you've mentioned them. I'm not even going to mention them. Then Rashford should 100% be starting now. And if Saka can give us 60 minutes to start, go, and then bring on Morgan Rogers. But the centre midfielders, for me, it's going to slightly become an issue. Maybe Rice is still injured or so, because apparently his leg was strapped after the game, walking through the mix zone, the media zone. But it's weird, because I thought him and Anderson would do a good job together. So far, again, 2 games in, but they're looking like they have a lot of similarities in that sense, which is weird to say, because I don't think they are the kind of same player. And I'm going to keep on saying it. And it's not a United bias, but there's going to come a time in this tournament if Tuchel doesn't get his head switched on, that Kobe's going to have to come into the side, because games like that, like again, your best midfielder on the ball arguably is on the bench. Do you know what I mean? So it's an interesting conundrum yesterday. But even like Tuchel's, like how you bring it on Rashford last 7 minutes. Arguably, if Rashford had more than 20 minutes yesterday, England may have won that game. Like, and even Saka, when Saka came on, Saka weren't that good, but a half-fit Saka was better than Noni, respectfully. Do you know what I mean? Like, Mensah did not slip up when Saka came on, but Saka was still more threatening. It's weird. Like, Mensah had a great game as well, actually. But yeah, and then the Harry Kane chance. That's the one man, arguably in world football, that you want that to fall to. So for him to sky it like that, boy, it happens, but you better hope it doesn't happen in the knockout stages. And yeah, England, Nico Riley, he might not have been that good first game, but you need his presence on the pitch. Do you know what I mean? He knows how to drift into the middle of the park better. We saw with the headed chance before Kane skying it. How we've seen it all season, how much of a threat O'Reilly is into the box, him time in his run. So yeah, Tuchel, he's still a question mark for me with England because of his selections, because of some of the players he selected in general in the squad. No disrespect to them, but then the ones that he's left at home. Yeah, like I think you said the other before we started, leaving one of Palmer or Foden at home shouldn't have been done. Do you know what I mean? Morgan Gibbs-White, Trent. These are players that would have probably helped in those situations yesterday. So I don't know. Rodgers came on, he looked lively. Eze not as much, but Tuchel, boy, he seems to be having his favorites, but boy,
yeah, it's something I don't know if it's going to work at international level. Do you get what I mean? Like during a club season, yes, you can have your favorites. You have time. You don't have time here. You need to play your best team at all times. Literally, if they can only play a certain amount of minutes, restrict them. We saw that with Spain and Lamine Yamal. 45 minutes, cool, come off. But you've done your job. So you get what I mean? England and the Tuchel are gonna really have to buck up their ideas. I understand that. Okay, cool. Second game you draw, but it's not meant to be that way. Do you get what I mean? You have the quality to break down a low block. You've seen a low block. All of you play for top sides. Well, majority of you play for top sides. You see a low block most weeks. So you're not going to sit here and tell me you can't break that down. Great. Us as Ghana, we did a great job in the low block and we defended like we defended for Africa. It was madness. We were really, really out there. But for England, you got to look at it and go, if you do eventually play, and you will eventually play, come the knockout rounds, someone that is better facilitated than Ghana to attack, right? What are you going to do then? So that's why I feel like you're going to have to look at the squad and there could be problems. But, you know, at the end of the day, both teams get the result. They're both my countries. You get what I mean? Both our countries. So, you know, you get the result. And nil draw, it kind of puts you both through, essentially. And that's the best possible result for Ghana. And for England, they'll probably be disappointed, but on the day you weren't the better team. That's how you have to put it. On the day you might have had all the ball, all 90 whatever percent possession, 20 odd shots, but the scoreline was 0-0. So you know, big up the GH, big up the Black Stars. We come again. We come again. I just don't know for us, Ghana, how we what we look like when we actually have to go and try and win a game. We haven't been in that position yet. Do you get what I mean? In terms of like, we ain't been down. We haven't been.
And you're not going to be in that position in the final game. Because you're through, you might take your foot off the gas as much. Or it might play you with freedom if you're down in the game.
Yes. I almost want to see. I don't want us to be losing, but I want us to have to be like 0-0 and actually have to go for it or want to go for it. Similar to the Panama game in the last like 10 minutes, but I want that to be from earlier because why not? We're through. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we've got. So when we go into the knockout stages, at least we know, yes, we can do this, we can do that. Right now, we just know we have a good defensive base, a good defensive balance, and then we can counterattack. But we didn't even bring on Asante yesterday. So it was like, okay, cool. Also, a Naki Willie, you know, I don't want to get at anyone. We played well, but
Yeah.
yeah, we played well. Yeah.
Do you know what's funny though? Ghana actually have a chance to top the group because goals difference wise, they're only one behind England. Obviously, England have the easier game on paper, but we've seen like even though Panama have lost both games, we've seen the mileage in their legs. First game they ran 19k more than Ghana, which is crazy. Like as a collective, so obviously England will more or less still likely win that group, but if they get another draw in Ghana, sneaker 1-0 win, that's a Ghana top of the group thing for them. And I think this is one game where obviously not to lose your shape and your morals in the way you play, but Ghana can really be expressive in this final game. Do you know what I mean? So
and Croatia aren't that Croatia of old, man. Like
yeah,
I saw that I was watching them last night. They're not that. We can get at them. We can do a lot more. We can get people like Semenyo need to get on the football. Like I feel like they, do you get what I mean? He hasn't really touched the ball in the last 2 games. It's just bit part.
They need to get him on the ball in the final third, because that's where, especially where he's got a chance to strike the ball, because that's Semenyo's not fully he's not a beat them. He'll beat his fullback. He can beat his fullback, but he's more of a goal scorer and threat winger. He's got great shooting ability with both feet. So it's where Ghana need to try and get him in those kind of goal scoring areas. Just a quick one on Carlos Queiroz. A lot of a few of the United fans that I follow, they were just talking about the way the defensive display, and obviously bringing up like our ex-players' old quotes of, I think it was the Champions League semi-final against Barcelona at Old Trafford, the year we won the Champions League. And a few of the players were the ones that were saying his defensive setup is the reason why we beat Barcelona, in it. So Carlos Queiroz, and you can see it's been a short stint with Ghana, but he looks like he's enjoying it, like in his older age, and it seems he's got the players locked in. And I think me and you may have spoke about this before, I can't remember, but I remember the Wales friendly just before the World Cup. Like that, people were much more positive over just that one friendly game heading into the World Cup prior to Ghana's other games, in it. So it seems like he's already made an instant impact in that sense. And yeah, GH, I hope they can make some noise in the knockout rounds. Do you know what I mean? But England, Thomas Tuchel, I think your stubbornness may be not the end of you, but it'll be decisive.
I agree. There's work to be done. Man. You're not the finished product. And what you said about the midfield, I don't know what they're gonna do there, because they're gonna have to do something.
Yeah, for me, like if Rice ain't fully fit, obviously we've seen his ability on set pieces. He's set free kick demon. I mean, or corner demon, I should say. But you're gonna have to tell him or Anderson, like, yo, don't really need both of you, or should need to step it up in that sense. But yeah, Panama, Croatia. We're just speaking of Croatia. Croatia got a 1-0 win in a tight game. Budme, another ones where substitutions again showed that they matter, and it was more or less a instant one, because he came on at halftime and they scored 10 minutes into the second half. So and Modric becomes the 4th person ever for 200 plus caps for your nation. So that's a superb milestone within itself. But yeah, Croatia taking the 1-0 win over Panama.
Yeah, good win for Croatia. I think Croatia keep their record of never losing back-to-back games at a World Cup competition. So that's good for them. I feel like this was a game they had to win because it keeps them in the competition. They lose this game, they draw this game, you can kind of write themselves off, because you're going into the last game against a Ghana side that don't have to do anything. Do you get what I mean? But we'll want to win, or we'll want to top the group. So I think they've kept themselves alive with that win. You expected it. You expected it because the quality will always shine through in these games. But Panama, you see how they are, high energy, always on the go. They're never going to let you breathe. So I like the way Panama do play. I like the way they obviously set up to really attack. There's not really a sit in shape for them. They want to go and win a game, every game. So Good performance from both sides, actually. Obviously, big up Luka Modric because his career has been one that is unbelievable. He's obviously been to the World Cup final. He's won everything else there is to win in football, literally on an individual side and on a club level. So, and taking Croatia this far has been crazy all the time, and he's still there playing today. So, you know what? You got to big up a legend like that. As much as we talk about the legacy players and they shouldn't be here, he's one that you go, you know what? He's playing so well at club football, at club level. It's hard to not bring him still. Do you get what I mean? But yeah, good win for Croatia. Real good win for Croatia. I feel like well deserved. Panama, sorry, they're now out of the competition because obviously it goes to head, even if they were to beat England. But I think good learning experience for them as well. And they'll come back stronger from this.
Yeah, like for them, they've only had what 2-1-0 losses. So, and again, like you said, they're high energy side. I do expect England to beat them. But again, World Cup, these games, they might just think, yo, maybe this is the game we really shut up shop in that sense. So, but yeah, like you said, it was important for Croatia to get points on the board and 3 points in particular. Because we know the Ghana game is not going to be an easy game at all. That's going to be a tough game. It's probably one that's really hard to call in that sense. So, yeah, like you said, I mean, we saw in the first game, Modric weren't having a good game and they weren't hesitant to sub him off. Do you know what I mean? And I think he's reached that stage, kind of like Mahrez. I'm realistic with where I am and where the national team's at. But then last night he showed he's the best player on the pitch. So that's the flip side. Like they can turn it on like Ronaldo did as well. He turned it on super on it in that sense. So yeah, Croatia, they're one of the teams that you'll expect to see in the next stage. Just given how they've performed in tournaments of recent, they've been a really good tournament team. Obviously, the year Modric won Ballon d'Or, they got to the final actually, So, and then they've got to semi-finals as well. So they're a really good side. Well, in recent history, in that sense, maybe not as much now, but they've got heritage. Let's just put it like that. And yeah, Panama, like you said, they've given them a good account of themselves this World Cup. And again, like we said yesterday, also we've been saying the last few days, for the smaller nations that are entering the World Cup, that are giving a good account of themselves, hopefully they continue building in it. Do you know what I mean? Like it's harder because their talent pool isn't as big, but if the infrastructure and everything behind the scenes is correct, then progress slow. It could be slow progress, but it's better than nothing. Do you know what I mean? So big up them as well. DR Congo losing 1-0 to Colombia. Colombia now top of the group, in the same group with Portugal and Uzbekistan. Thoughts on that game?
Shout out the Colombians in Elephant and Castle. You know, they're enjoying themselves right now. They're really, really enjoying themselves. So shout out the Colombians. Do you know what? Yeah, when watching the game, I was like, Colombia are such a high tempo, high energy team from the off. Like the game is going so quickly. It's almost like they're playing multi-ball. The ball goes out and there's another ball thrown in. Like they're really, really playing at a high tempo. And I felt like they watched what Congo did to Portugal and said, this is not going to happen to us. We got to break this game up.
Yeah.
Like they were very much on it from the minute one. Obviously, you had 2 disallowed goals in the end. Obviously, Munoz, Mr. Crystal Palace, bro, right back is always in the right area to be scoring goals. Obviously, scores them the winner. So for Colombia, they look good. They look very, very strong, brother. And I feel like even James Rodriguez looks good. Like players that aren't meant to look good right now are looking very good. And I think it's just because obviously we know Colombia, we know football's a religion basically over there. So these guys have the passion. They will die for the shirt. And you can see that in every movement and every action they do. So real good win for them. I feel like they could be a very, very dark horse in this World Cup, because I know people see them coming, but I don't think they're ready for this type of high tempo that they're coming and playing with. And the crowd is really a 12-man. For Congo, it was another one of those performances where you're like, okay, you're resolute defensively, but what have you got for us offensively? That's what my thing is. What can you do going forwards? You can't draw every game and hope to get through. You're going to have to eventually go and win one of these. So you need to, and they might have been looking at it going, okay, cool, well, we can lose this or we can draw this, and then Uzbekistan, we go and attack. That could be their theory behind it. But you want to win every game to make your life a lot easier. So for Congo, it's just a matter of, I feel like they're still great defensively, and I feel like their team camaraderie and the way they play works for them. I just need to see more, like similar to Ghana. I need to see more on the attacking side. I need to see you guys go forwards. I need to see, because you've got the players to do it. You get what I mean? You have players to do it. And just be more expressive, because this felt like almost, okay, we'll let Colombia win, but if Colombia win, it's okay. And I don't think that should have been the mindset going into the game.
Do you think that's, I was going to say, do you think that's potentially because of their point against Portugal? But they're probably where people expected them to be after 2 games. It's just the reverse of probably losing to Portugal and then drawing to Colombia. But obviously it's happening in reverse now. And like you said, they go into a final game. They know what they have to do in it, like against Uzbekistan. But it's that cutting edge. Them again, is it a selection thing? Because Siddiqui didn't start again, which now that's a surprise. First game maybe not as much, but this game is a surprise. And Buku, he looked sharp when he came on. It seemed like their keeper in Passy, he kept them in the game. A lot of saves in general, and in fact, both teams, the way the long shot shooting was on point. Do you know what I mean? Both keepers had saves to make. So Congo, like he said, it's the goals aspect, and that kind of seems to be a bit of a theme for a few of our continent's nations. But they'll be favorites going into the Uzbekistan game, but it could be a dangerous game because Uzbekistan might have they got nothing to play for. Do you know what I mean? So they might just like, we're going out on our shield, and before you know it, you're 2-0 down, which could be scary hours. So Congo, they're in a position where it's still in their hands to go through. So that's how they need to approach it. Colombia, on the other hand, bloody hell, what a side. What a side. Like you said, high energy side. They're entertaining to watch, but they're direct. Do you know what I mean? And it's good to see like legacy players or best players for the teams, they're performing. So in terms of James arguably man of the match last night, James Rodriguez, and Luis Diaz was just super sharp. Do you know what I mean? Their midfield were strong in the game, but their right back, Crystal Palace, is Daniel Munoz. Bloody hell. Talk about being a right back and getting into the right areas, because that's 2-2 for him. Could have had another one with disallowed goal. Such a threat. Times he's run so well. And the good thing is, like, it's weird to say this, they play to his strengths as a right back. But again, you have to make the runs. You have to have the nous to be in and around the box or to know what to do. And that, for his perspective, that's just something you can't teach. Do you know what I mean? You either got it or you haven't. It was like Frank Lampard getting into the box. Midfielders, you just can't teach the way he does it, innit? So Munoz has that ability. He's a big threat in the final third. And teams in the knockout rounds are really gonna have to. It's weird. You're gonna have to think, should we double up on the right back? You know what I mean? Or just extra midfielder, you're gonna have to pick him up in that sense. So Colombia look good, man. Again, I'm just enjoying how direct they are. And they're gonna be a problem, one for Portugal in the next game, because that's a game to top the group. They just need a draw. And then again in the knockout stages. So like you said, they've got great fans. They're making it seem like every game's a home game. Obviously, it's not technically far for them, but you'd think they were one of the co-hosts.
Just see a sea of yellow every time you look in the crowd. Just sea of yellow everywhere you look. Like, yeah, man. As you said, as you know, them South American countries, football is religion to them. So they're gonna travel. They're gonna be there for their country, and you can see it, man. But Colombia will be a tough out for anyone that has to buck them in the next round. You know, like it'll be the one team that you're sitting there going, I don't want to play.
Yeah, facts.
As a top nation anyway. Do you get what I mean? If you're a France, a England, a Germany, a Spain, you see Colombia like, nah, man, we don't want to see them until I have to see them.
Yeah. You're just like, it's long. It's too long.
Yeah.
So yeah, Colombia, Portugal. That's gonna be a juicy one still.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a juicy one. Headed on to today's games, which kick off the final group games. Round 3 of the group games. So it means we're gonna have both games in each group at the same time. The 8 o'clock games, which is Group B. So Bosnia versus Qatar and Switzerland versus Canada.
Yes, I've got Bosnia beating Qatar, but it could be a very tight game. But I think it's the first time Bosnia actually going to attack. And I've got Switzerland beating Canada. I feel like Switzerland proved last game they were actually the dominant team in this group. They just needed to be able to score the goals, put the ball in the net, which they didn't do in their first game against Qatar. So I've got Switzerland beating Canada, but Switzerland and Canada will both probably go through for me.
Yeah. And then if Bosnia win as well,
they can go for its best third place, or can they go second?
Yeah, because they'll be on 4 points. So right now, Canada, Swiss are on 4, and Bosnia and Qatar are on 1. So Qatar still got a chance to go through themselves.
So both games mean something. Yeah, to be good.
Yeah. Canada, for them, a draw will leave them top of the group. So they might, I think that'll be going into the game. Swiss will probably slight favourites, but again, one of the co-hosts might bring you home field advantage in that sense to equal the playing field. So that'll be an interesting one. The 11 o'clock games, 11 o'clock UK time for our world viewers. Morocco versus Haiti and Scotland versus Brazil.
This is going to be a good round of games. I'm going to be probably watching the Scotland-Brazil game because I think it's going to mean more. I think Morocco do beat Haiti quite handedly to win the group. And then I believe that, do you know what? I believe Neymar comes back today. I believe that Brazil actually do beat Scotland, but Scotland still managed to qualify somehow as the last third best place team.
Yes, because they're currently on 3 points. Obviously, Brazil, Morocco 4. Brazil's top because it's got 2 goals better difference by Morocco. So Morocco do need to do a job on Haiti to flip that in that sense. But yeah, Neymar will get game time at some point. Probably not the game you'd want him to because we know Scotland are not going to let their foot off the gas in terms of how they're going to approach with challenges. But yeah, that should be an interesting one, especially if Neymar does get on the field, even if it's 20 minutes in that sense. But it's also, like you said, opportunity for Morocco to sneakily win the group. It's still in Brazil's hands, but it's a chance given who they are facing. And then the 2 a.m. games, which is Group A, which is where they've gone Group B, Group C, Group A. But it's probably because they want the Mexicans to watch it and not be at work. So Czech Republic versus Mexico, and then South Africa versus South Korea.
Do you know what? I would have said Mexico to win, but I don't know what squad they're going to put out because obviously they've already won the group. No, they ain't won the group, but they're already through.
If they're doing head-to-head,
they haven't already won.
They may have because they beat South Korea.
Yeah.
Because South Korea is the only one that could finish same points as them.
Yes. Yeah. So so I think Mexico have actually already won the group.
Yeah.
So I don't know what Mexico are going to do. I've been seeing rumblings about them starting their old goalkeeper. Do you get what I mean? So I don't know what team Mexico are going to put out. But Czech Republic can also qualify still. So
yeah.
It'll be an interesting one. But seeing Czech Republic against South Africa last game, I think any team Mexico put out, they should end up winning the game. For me personally, but Czech Republic do have the players there. And South Africa, they need to turn up, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I don't think it'll be enough because South Korea are a good side and they need the win also. They kind of need it to solidify themselves through the group stage. So I think I'm going to go Mexico and I'm going to go South Korea. Probably the normal picks, but yeah, I think those two actually probably win regardless of the teams that Mexico put out.
Yeah, more or less. And South Korea, they've shown like they can create chances. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, they won the first game 2-1, but even in the Mexico game, they had some chances there. So I do expect them to probably create more in terms of the South Africa game, and then also go through with Mexico, and that's set. And this will probably be the group where it'll just be two teams for me that go through. But Czech Republic or South Africa, well, Czech Republic more so can change that. Do you know what I mean? So it's a interesting one, but that wraps up today's episode and today's games, well, last night's games review and today's preview of the games. But thank you all for listening, watching, tuning in. As Dej likes to say,
tell a friend to tell a friend.
And the man himself,
like and subscribe.
What he said, like, subscribe, hit those buttons, get in the comments, and we'll keep on delivering. But on this ultra hot day that it's predicted to be arguably the hottest day of the year, please everyone stay warm, stay hydrated, stay healthy, look after yourselves. Joe, I'm signing out.
Jacob signing out.